All right, let's continue with the chapter 3 material. Let's get into where you're writing the equations of lines. So that's 34. Write the equation of the line. Okay, so you wound up having a point being given to you, the 0.35, and you had the slope being given to you. And at the end, we want our answer in y equals mx plus b, but this is the time where you come in and you take that point slope formula. And you're just going to plug in for the y1 and the x1, and you're going to plug in right here for the slope. So -8 would go there. Here you put the y coordinate of the point you were given. Here you put the x coordinate. Now this problem's a little easier than some because these were positive here. So if the 5 had been negative, it would be y minus -5. Okay. Keep the x coordinate with the x and the y coordinate with the y. All right, now what we're going to do from here is just clean this up and get it in slope-intercept form. So we're going to use the point slope formula to start with, is the easiest way to do it. And then from here down, we're just going to get into y equals mx plus b form. That's the slope-intercept form. And we do that by just doing a little distributing. That's -8x. Negative times a negative is positive 24. And then we just add the 5 to both sides and we're done. Okay, so y equals -8x plus 29. That's how you write the equation of a line in the most basic, the typical case. Okay, I think you could do the same thing on 35. Just the little comment there is find slope first using the slope formula. Then take the m you found, whatever that is, and take either one of the points. I would probably use the 8, 4 since they're positive, and do what we did in 31. Or 34, I mean. Do what we did. My pen. Okay, do what we did in 34. Okay, so I'm not going to show that one. Let's go ahead, though, and look at 36. It also has 2 points. And so I might go and take those 2 points, work on getting my slope. Like, doesn't matter which way you subtract on top. You could have done that or that, and it would have been correct. But you see, each time we get a 0 in the denominator, and division by 0 is undefined. So the slope is undefined. Okay, you don't have a slope. You can't plug it into a formula to help you get an equation. The slope is undefined. The equation still exists, though. Don't say the equation is undefined. See, what's going on here is 10, 9 and 10, 1 would give you a line that's straight up and down. A line where all of the x's are 10 no matter what you do. And so that's your equation on 36. You don't really have an algebraic way of doing that one. Okay. And then 36 and 37, 33, and 37 deal with parallel and perpendicular. So on 33, you're trying to see if 2 lines are parallel. So you should be thinking the slope's same. Different y-intercepts, though. So the same m, different b's. If the 2 lines are perpendicular, then the slopes are opposite reciprocals. Opposites of one another and reciprocals, like 2/3 and -3/2. Let me write that slower and more carefully, like 2/3 and -3/2, or 4 and -1/4, because that's understood to be 4/1. So with 33, I don't think I'll work that one out, but you would take your equations and figure out your slope. So like you have 2x plus 3y equals 9 here. You have 2y equals 3x minus 8. You would work on getting them into y equals mx plus b form so you can identify the slope. So there you would divide by 2. Here you would subtract the 2x first and then keep going to get y on a side by itself. And then just compare the slopes. If they're the same, the lines are parallel. Okay. If they're opposite reciprocals, the lines are perpendicular, but they might just not be special at all. All right, and then let's finish chapter 3 by looking at how to write the equation of a line through the point -3, 8 that's perpendicular to -3x plus 4y equals -23. We want it perpendicular to. Let me write that better. Okay, so we're doing 37, passing through that point, and we want it to be perpendicular to this line over here, which is -3x plus 4y equals -23. Okay, so this part right here is how you're going to get your slope. Get slope from this. Slope only. That's all you're getting from that. So you start with the equation, okay, and you work on getting the y by itself so you get it in slope-intercept form. So I would add 3x to both sides. When I do, I have positive 4y, and be careful to make sure you're pulling whatever that sign is. It just happens to be plus on this one. And then mx plus b, so let me put the x term first. The slope is not 3. The slope is not -3. We have to get all the way to where the y is by itself. So I have to divide by 4 everywhere. And so the equation they gave me here winds up being equivalent to y equals 3/4 x minus 23/4. And so I know the slope of this line is 3/4. Okay. So my line has to be perpendicular to that. So my line that has to go through the point -3, 8, it better have a slope that's -4/3. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do to finish this problem up is we're going to take that information right there, and I'm just going to bring it down. We're going to take the point, and our line had to be perpendicular to this one, so that's why we used -4/3 for the slope. And we're going to start with the point slope formula. Okay, and then we'll rearrange things to get it in the form we want it in. So we'll plug in the y with the y. Now this one has a -3 for the x1. This is your x1, this is your y1. So you're going to do y minus 8 equals, ooh, and let me put that -4/3 where it goes, x minus the -3. Okay, I wanted that to be in blue right there. So you saw what we substituted in. Okay. No, I didn't. I wanted that in red. Sorry, I wanted all the stuff I plugged in to be in red, and then what was already there in blue. There you go. All right, now this is what I wanted you to see. It's x minus a -3. So that's going to become x plus 3. This is just y minus 8. Stays that way for a minute. Okay, so I'll distribute, and that gives me -4/3 x minus 4. Okay, when you do that on your calculator, you can just do -4/3 times 3. That's +3 right there. Minus a negative became positive. And when you do that on your calculator, it'll give you the -4. Okay, then at that point, you're trying to get rid of the -8, so you're going to add 8 to both sides. So that's going to become y equals -4/3 x plus 4. And that would be the equation of your line, the line they wanted you to do. Okay, and that's in slope-intercept form. All right, so let me stop